Today's recipe could not be easier or more seasonal. It's a fresh strawberry tart in a press-in crust. So not only is it delicious, but it comes together in minutes. I am making a crust with 1 1/4 cups of flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 cup of sugar, and 1 stick of cold unsalted butter. But actually first I'm gonna pulse together my dry, then add the butter. And you wanna make it so that it's worked in enough that all of the flour becomes moistened. It's kind of like making a cookie crust, but we're making it from scratch. So process it until it starts clumping together. And that could take up to a minute depending, but you'll see that it holds together when you press it with your fingers, and that's what you're looking for. And then into a 9-inch tart pan with a removable bottom. And then evenly press it into the bottom and up the sides of the pan. You can use your fingers to just spread it evenly. That's what I do. And then I press it in with the bottom of a dry measuring cup. And that way it gets nice and compact and even. Okay. You know what? It's sticking a little bit on the bottom of my measuring cup, so I'm gonna put a little bit of flour on there, and that should help a little bit. Also, you know, there's a fine line between pressing it firmly in and pressing too hard, and I think when you press too hard, it can stick, so you'll get the hang of it. Every dough is slightly different, so you just have to practice. You're gonna wanna chill this before you bake it. So get this into the freezer and make it nice and firm. It should stay in there for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then prick the bottom with the tines of a fork and get it into the oven and bake it until it's golden brown all over. That'll take 25 to 30 minutes. So when your tart shell is done, take it out and let it cool and cut up between 1.5 and 2 pounds of strawberries. It depends on the size, etc., to know how many you'll need. So I would say go ahead and get 2 pounds of strawberries, which are those big containers, and cut them up. And then if you have any left over, that's cool because you can eat them, because who doesn't love strawberries? Okay, so once those are cut up, you'll make your filling, which is really easy. It's 1 package of cream cheese, softened, mixed with a 1/4 cup of sugar. Mash it together. That's it. It couldn't be easier. The great thing about cream cheese is even when you've mixed in some sugar like this, it sets nice and solid in the refrigerator so you can slice it. Then fill your tart shell with the cream cheese mixture. Spread evenly. I really love my offset spatula for jobs like this. You're like the best extension of your hand, that and tongs. And you can spread with a rubber spatula, but it just is not the same. It doesn't work as well. And then arrange your strawberries. You can do it however you want. I'm gonna do it in concentric circles around the outside. Now, if you were being like super duper crazy, you could make sure that all the strawberries that go around the outside are all the exact same size, but then you'd have to buy like 5 pounds of strawberries because you'd have to pick out all the same size strawberries, which is, you know, I guess a thing that people do. Once your tart shell is full, you can brush the top with melted jelly. I'm using currant jelly, which adds a nice sweetness and tang and shininess. It's perfect as a glaze. You can use apricot or apple. Of course, the currant has a nice red hue, so it makes it even more beautiful and jewel-like. Now just get this into the refrigerator and let it set at least 1 hour and up to 6 hours or even overnight. And now it is ready to eat. Remove from the pan. You can leave it on the bottom for cutting. That's what I like to hear, a little crunch when it goes through the bottom crust. I mean, this is really simple and really beautiful and really delicious. Give it a try. If you like recipes like this and you want more, make sure to click like and subscribe because we have plenty more where this came from.